It was a beautiful summer day, one that felt special from the start. The sun was shining brightly, making everything look golden. This day turned out to be unforgettable for me. It was filled with lessons about being strong, making new friends in unexpected places, and how small acts of kindness can make a big difference. My day began like any other, getting ready to spend time at the local animal shelter where I help out. The shelter is a cozy place on the edge of town that takes care of animals no one else wants. I always felt good there. Helping animals made me forget my own problems for a while. When I got there, the shelter was busier than usual because we were having an adoption event. There were colorful decorations everywhere, hoping to make people excited about adopting a pet. During the event, I met lots of people and animals, but one meeting stood out the most. A little girl, around 8 years old, was walking through the shelter, looking at all the animals. She stopped to spend time with each one, but it was her meeting with Benny, a three-legged dog, that really caught my eye. Benny had been with us for a long time because he was very shy after being treated badly before. But with this little girl, Benny seemed different, hopeful. I watched as the girl sat down next to Benny and talked to him quietly. It was as if they were in their own world, understanding each other without words. This moment showed me how powerful being kind and understanding can be. By the end of the day, the little girl and Benny left the shelter together, now a family. Watching them go made me feel very happy and fulfilled. This day taught me a lot. I saw how being tough means not just getting through hard times but also finding hope. I learned that friends can come from the most unexpected places and that being kind is a very powerful thing. After locking up the shelter, I kept thinking about what happened. It was a day that reminded me why doing little things to help others is so important. I felt more committed than ever to help at the shelter and in other parts of my life too. Seeing how happy kindness made me and others convinced me it's one of the best things we can share. As I drove home, I kept thinking about Benny and the girl. Their story made me see my own life differently. I had come to the shelter to escape my problems, but I ended up learning how much healing can come from helping others. This made me realize that sometimes, when we help others, we also help ourselves find our way. That night, under a starry sky, I thought about how one kind act can start a chain reaction. The day at the shelter didn't just change Benny and the girls' lives, it changed me too. I saw that every small act of kindness adds up and can really change the world around us. This made me want to do even more good things for others and for myself. Seeing the good that kindness does made me believe in its power even more. Thinking back on the day, I saw it as a big turning point for me. It was a day that showed how important it is to understand, connect with others, and keep going no matter what. It proved that kindness can lead us on amazing journeys and help us find strengths we didn't know we had. Going to bed that night, I was thankful for everything that happened. It was a day full of important lessons, reminding me that every day is a chance to remember, shaped by our actions and the kindness we choose to spread. This new way of seeing things stayed with me. The story of Benny and the girl inspired me to find chances to be kind every day, even in small ways. A smile, listening to a friend, or being patient can all spread kindness. Each kind thing I did felt like adding a piece to a big picture of a kinder world. This made my community a better place, showing that even little things can make a big change. In the next few weeks, I noticed people at the shelter and around me acting kinder too. We shared stories of kindness that touched us, all inspired by Benny and the girl. This made us feel closer and more caring. The shelter felt like a small example of the kind world we all want to live in. This showed me how kindness spreads and makes everyone's lives better, not just the people we help. As time went on, the lessons of that special day became a big part of how I see the world. I realized that what makes life beautiful is our connections with others and the moments of kindness we share. These moments build a legacy of love that lasts longer than anything else. The story of the girl and Benny turned into a bigger story about hope, being strong, and the endless power of being kind. Thinking about this, I felt very happy, knowing that every day is a chance to make the world better with kindness, just like that unforgettable day at the animal shelter taught me about love and helping others. This experience sparked a change in how I approached every day. I began looking for ways to spread kindness, not just at the shelter, but in every aspect of my life. It could be as simple as helping a neighbor, calling a friend who was going through a tough time, or even letting someone go ahead of me in line. Each small act felt like a step towards a kinder, more compassionate world. It was as if the story of Benny and the little girl had planted a seed in my heart, one that was now growing into a tree of generosity and warmth. Moreover, this shift in perspective brought an unexpected sense of happiness and contentment into my life. I found joy in the smiles of those I helped, a sense of purpose in the gratitude they expressed. It was a profound realization that happiness often comes not from what we receive, but from what we give. The joy of giving, of impacting someone else's life positively, was incomparably fulfilling. This lesson, learned on a memorable day at the animal shelter, reshaped my understanding of happiness and success. As the days turned into weeks and months, the impact of that day continued to resonate with me. I noticed a change not only in myself but also in those around me. Acts of kindness became more frequent, conversations more heartfelt, and relationships more meaningful. It was as though the ripple effect of that day's events had extended far beyond the shelter's walls, touching the lives of many. This transformation reinforced my belief in the power of kindness to change the world, one small act at a time. Reflecting on the journey that began with a simple day at the shelter, I felt grateful for the lessons it had taught me, lessons of empathy, generosity, and the enduring impact of kindness.